Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that I know many of you have wondered about. Those wonderfully weird, sometimes puzzling, and often hilarious things our dogs do. From the happy tail wags to the more unique displays, every action has a reason. We're going on an exploration of some of the quirkiest dog behaviors out there, the ones that make you tilt your head and ask, why on earth does my dog do that? This isn't just about satisfying our curiosity, though. It's about connection. Understanding these odd habits is like learning a secret language, a way to decode what our beloved canine companions are trying to tell us. When we understand the why behind their actions, we can respond in a way that strengthens our bond, builds trust, and creates a more harmonious life together. We'll be looking at common behaviors that might seem strange to us humans, but are perfectly natural in the canine world. So, get comfortable, maybe even grab your furry friend to watch along, because by the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer picture of what's going on in that beautiful mind of theirs. We're going to unravel these mysteries together, helping you understand what your dog's odd habits really mean, and how you can use that knowledge to become an even better pack leader and companion. Let's get started on this journey of discovery. First up, let's talk about nibbling. You know, that gentle, almost corn cob-like chewing your dog might do on your hand, your arm, or even their favorite blanket. It can be quite endearing, but sometimes we wonder what it's all about. Often, this nibbling is a sign of affection. Think of it as a dog's way of grooming you or showing they care, much like how puppies interact with their mother and litter mates. It can also be a sign of excitement, especially when you first come home or during a playful moment. They're just so happy, and this is one way they express that energy. It's a subtle communication, a gentle touch that says, I like you, you're part of my pack. Now, if you have a puppy, teething is a huge factor. Their gums are sore, they're exploring the world with their mouth, and nibbling provides relief and a way to investigate textures. For adult dogs, sometimes this behavior is a holdover from puppyhood, or it can be a learned way to get your attention. They might have nibbled on you once, you reacted, and they thought, aha, this works. It's important to distinguish this gentle nibbling from more assertive mouthing or biting, which requires a different approach. The energy behind the action tells you a lot. Calm, gentle nibbling is usually nothing to worry about. However, if the nibbling becomes excessive or seems anxious and frantic, it could be a sign of underlying stress, boredom, or anxiety. A dog who isn't getting enough exercise or mental stimulation might resort to nibbling as a self-soothing mechanism. In these cases, or if the nibbling is just something you'd prefer they didn't do, the best approach is calm redirection. Offer a chew toy or an appropriate Kong toy instead. When they switch their attention to the toy, praise them. It's about showing them what you want them to do, rather than just focusing on what you don't. Consistency and positive reinforcement are key here. Next on our list of peculiar pup behaviors is eating grass. How many of you have seen your dog happily munching away on your lawn like it's a 5-star salad bar? It's a common sight, and for many owners, it triggers a little alarm bell. Is my dog sick? For years, the prevailing theory was that dogs eat grass to make themselves vomit if they have an upset stomach. While it's true that some dogs do vomit after eating grass, it's often not the primary motivation. Many dogs eat grass and don't get sick at all. For some, it simply comes down to taste or texture. They genuinely seem to enjoy it. Think about their ancestors. Wild canids often consume plant matter, sometimes directly, sometimes from the stomach contents of their prey, so there could be an instinctual component at play. It might also be that they're seeking out certain nutrients or fiber that might be lacking in their diet, although if you're feeding a balanced, high-quality dog food, this is less likely to be a significant factor. Sometimes, just like us, they might crave something different. And let's not forget boredom. A dog left in the yard with nothing much to do might turn to grass grazing as a pastime. It's a natural behavior, and in most cases, it's perfectly normal. So when should you be concerned? If the grass eating is obsessive, if your dog is frantically consuming large amounts, or if it's consistently followed by vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy, or other signs of illness, then a trip to your veterinarian is definitely in order. It's also crucial to ensure that the grass your dog has access to hasn't been treated with pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizers, as these can be toxic. But if your dog enjoys an occasional nibble on untreated grass and seems perfectly healthy otherwise, you can usually relax. It's just one of those quirky, natural dog things. The greeting stretch or the play bow, these are some of the most beautiful and clear forms of dog communication. Imagine you've been out and you walk through the door. Your dog rushes to you, lowers their front end, keeps their rear end up in the air, tail wagging furiously, maybe even lets out a little happy yelp. This is their way of saying, "Welcome home, I missed you. I'm so excited to see you." It's a gesture of pure joy and affection, an invitation to connect and interact. By putting themselves in this vulnerable position, front end down, they are also showing trust and respect. It's a beautiful, open-hearted greeting. The playbow is very similar and is a universal signal in the dog world. When a dog drops into a playbow, whether to another dog or to you, they are unequivocally saying, "Let's play," or "What I'm about to do or just did is all in good fun." You'll often see it during a game of chase or wrestling. If one dog accidentally gets a bit too rough, they might offer a quick playbow to say, "Oops, sorry, still friends, still playing." It's an essential tool for dogs to navigate social interactions and ensure that play stays playful. This clear signal helps prevent misunderstandings that could lead to conflict. Recognizing and responding to these signals is so important for building a strong relationship with your dog. When your dog offers a greeting stretch or a playbow, they are communicating with you in a very open and honest way. Acknowledging it, perhaps by getting down to their level, offering a gentle pat, or engaging in a short burst of play, reinforces that you understand their language. It tells them that their communication is being received and valued. This builds trust and deepens the bond you share. It's a simple interaction, but it speaks volumes in their world. Isn't it just the sweetest thing when your dog proudly trots over to you, their favorite squeaky toy or well-loved ball firmly in their mouth, and presents it to you? This act of bringing you toys is more than just a cute quirk. It's packed with meaning. Very often, it's a profound sign of affection and trust. Your dog is sharing their most prized possessions with you. In their world, resources are important, and by offering you their favorite toy, they are essentially saying, "You are important to me, I trust you, and I want to include you in my joy." It's a gesture of true pack mentality where sharing strengthens the group. Of course, it can also be a very clear invitation to play. That toy dropped at your feet or nudged into your hand is often accompanied by an expectant look that says, "Well, are you going to throw it or what?" Or maybe, "Let's have a game of tug." This is a wonderful way for your dog to initiate interaction and burn off some energy. They might also be seeking attention or praise. They've learned that bringing you a toy often results in positive interaction, a pat, a kind word, or the start of a fun game. It's a smart way for them to solicit the engagement they crave from their favorite human. This is generally a very positive behavior that we want to encourage. It shows that your dog feels secure, happy, and connected to you. Sometimes, especially with toys that resemble prey, like a stuffed animal, they might even be showing off their catch to you, their pack leader, in a playful, instinctual way. Responding with enthusiasm, even if it's just for a minute or two of play, reinforces this positive communication and strengthens your bond. It tells your dog that you appreciate their gesture and enjoy interacting with them. It's a beautiful give and take. Now, let's address a behavior that might make us chuckle, but is usually a sign of discomfort for our dogs: scooting or dragging their rear end across the floor. While it might look a bit like a funny dance, the most common reason for this behavior is irritation or issues with their anal glands. Dogs have two small sacs located just inside their anus, and these glands produce a strong-smelling fluid that's normally expressed when they defecate. However, sometimes these glands can become impacted, blocked, or even infected, causing itching, pain, and pressure. Scooting is their attempt to relieve that discomfort. While anal gland issues are the prime suspect, there are other potential culprits. Intestinal parasites, particularly tapeworms, can cause itching around the anal area, leading to scooting. You might see little segments that look like grains of rice around their rear or in their stool if tapeworms are present. Skin irritation from allergies, perhaps food allergies or environmental allergies like pollen or dust mites, can also cause itchiness in that region. Sometimes it might simply be matted fur or a piece of debris stuck around their backside causing irritation. They're trying to scratch an itch they can't quite reach. The key takeaway here is that while an occasional isolated scoot might not be a major alarm, frequent or persistent scooting definitely warrants a visit to your veterinarian. Don't just dismiss it as a quirky habit. Your vet can perform an examination to determine the cause. They can check and express the anal glands if needed, test for parasites, or investigate potential. But more importantly, will relieve your dog's discomfort and ensure they are healthy and happy. Early intervention is always best. The canine stare. It can be soft and loving or intense and demanding. When your dog just sits and looks at you, really gazes into your eyes, what are they trying to tell you? Often, especially when it's a soft, relaxed gaze, it's a profound form of communication and bonding. Research has shown that when dogs and humans share a mutual gaze, it can release oxytocin, the love hormone or bonding hormone, in both species. This is similar to the bonding experience between a mother and her infant. So that loving stare from your dog is literally strengthening your connection and affirming your relationship. Of course, staring isn't always just about love and cuddles. It's also a very effective way for your dog to make a request or get your attention. Context is everything here. Is your dog staring at you intently while you're eating dinner? They're probably hoping for a handout. Are they staring at you by the door? It's likely a potty request or a hint that it's walk time. Are they staring at their empty food bowl and then back at you? The message is pretty clear. Dogs are intelligent, and they learn quickly which behaviors get them what they want or need. Their stare is a powerful, silent tool in their communication toolkit. Sometimes, a stare can also precede a specific behavior or be an attempt to understand what you're about to do. They might be trying to read your cues. Are you reaching for the leash? Are you heading towards the treat jar? They are masters at observing our patterns. However, it's also important to note that a hard, unwavering stare, especially if accompanied by stiff body language, a tense mouth, or a low growl, can be a sign of anxiety, fear, or assertiveness. In most loving pet owner relationships, though, that stare is a bridge connecting your two worlds, a way for them to say so much without uttering a single word. Last but not least, let's tackle a behavior that some find endearing and others find a bit ticklish or even unpleasant. Your dog licking your feet. Why this fascination with our feet? Well, like many dog behaviors, there can be a few reasons. One of the primary motivations is affection and submission. In a dog pack, subordinate members will often lick more dominant members as a sign of respect and appeasement. Puppies lick their mother's face and mouth. This behavior can naturally transfer to their human family members, and licking your feet can be their way of saying, "I love you, I respect you, you're the best." Another big factor is the amazing world of scent and taste that our feet offer to a dog. Our feet sweat, and that sweat contains salt and other chemicals that dogs might find appealing. Plus, your feet pick up a multitude of scents from all the places you've walked throughout the day. For a dog, with their incredible sense of smell, licking your feet is like reading a fascinating story or tasting a complex dish. They're gathering information about where you've been, what you've encountered, and it's another way for them to feel connected to your world. It's a sensory exploration for them. Now, if the foot licking is something you'd rather your dog didn't do, it's usually quite easy to redirect. When they start licking, gently and calmly remove your feet and offer them an alternative, like a chew toy, or invite them to play a different game. Avoid making a big fuss, as that can sometimes reinforce the behavior if they're seeking attention. In most cases, foot licking is a harmless, if sometimes slobbery, quirk. However, if the licking becomes obsessive, targeting feet or other objects relentlessly, it could be a sign of anxiety or a compulsive behavior, and in that case, it's worth discussing with your vet to rule out underlying issues. So there you have it, my friends, a glimpse into the fascinating reasons behind some of your dog's weirdest and most wonderful habits. From the nibbles of affection to the curious case of grass eating, understanding these behaviors is all about strengthening that incredible bond we share with our canine companions. Remember, every action, every look, every little quirk is a form of communication. By learning to interpret their language, we become better leaders, better friends, and create a more balanced and joyful life for them and for us. But our journey into the amazing world of dogs doesn't stop here. Their senses and perceptions are so different from our own, and there's still so much to explore. Ever wonder what your dog sees that you can't, or the incredible range of sounds they can pick up? Well, get ready, because in our very next video, we're going to dive into 11 strange things dogs can see and hear that you can't. You will be absolutely amazed by the sensory superpowers your furry friend possesses. It's an exploration that will give you an even deeper appreciation for these incredible animals. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have those notifications turned on, because you won't want to miss out on understanding even more of your dog's mysterious behaviors and abilities. Our goal here is always to help you build the strongest, most fulfilling connection possible with your dog. Thank you for joining me today. Stay calm, stay assertive, and give your dogs my love.